All right, guys, welcome back. Going into the final portion here of week 24. Adam, what's up?
All right, we got what, like a half hour to get to either an intense cliffhanger or resolve some of this drama.
35 minutes, yeah. And then we're on break for 2 weeks. So.
And then we're on break for 2 weeks. So
yeah.
So if we go a little bit over,
I mean,
this should be like.
Well, actually,
this is basically the end of season 2.
It kind of is, yeah.
When did season 2 start? Like, what was the
season 2 started episode 13, I think.
They're not prescriptive by episode, but this is the kind of Cabral arc, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, so you went to get Rajani, right? To get her to tell you more information about what's happening.
Who?
I don't know, you guys. I think that was
the last thing that happened was we were in the hall and Wheat goes, "I'm all ears."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I think he was talking to Prosper. And Pi.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So, like the objective that Prosper is trying to give out here. Who is it? It's the Madari Syndicate.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, the Madari Syndicate has been meeting with Higgs, Sicarian, and Piani. Prosper doesn't want them to get their hands on the Cabralese codes. Now that he knows what that's all about, like, he doesn't want that. But he absolutely doesn't want Wu to get killed because Wu saved his life. Wu and Prosper had, like, a thing over Nika Starlight, which, kind of went to shit. But Prosper feels really like, I don't know, like Wu, of all the people on the crew except maybe Piani, is the closest one that he's closest to. So what he's suggesting is L'Enfant gives Prosper the codes, and the crew tells the Madari Syndicate that the codes aren't with any of them. The codes are with Prosper. They set up a meeting with Prosper and the Madari Syndicate somewhere away from the Swan Song, kind of a neutral ground. That buys Pi and Piani time to locate where Wu is. Prosper doesn't go to that meeting. He goes and tries to save the shit out of Wu.
Right. You have to find out where Wu is first.
Right.
Right. That's what I'm sort of relying on Piani to try to be able to do. So, yeah. That's the proposal that I've got. I'm like, this will buy us a little bit of time. It will give us the best possible chance of saving Wu. But, like, I guess probably the end of it is I end and I say, L'Enfant, I leave myself in your capable hands, but if it were up to me, I would never give these dogs their codes to Cabral's mainframe. That would be damaging to you. It would be damaging to La Fantôme. I can't betray those interests.
Does Pi respond?
Pi just says, I don't know what to do.
So I guess I just immediately turn to Rajani and say, where the fuck is Wu?
Well, she looks
at you like, why would I know that?
Why wouldn't you?
They don't tell me these things. You can't tell if she's lying to you or not.
Wait, do you just say that out of nowhere?
Me?
Yeah.
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 I'm just like, what? Where the fuck does it matter where Wu is? Do we have the codes?
It doesn't matter. I still need to know where Wu is.
He's in a factory. He's in a factory, right, Reggiani?
She shakes her head. I don't know.
They're gonna bring him back there when we go. That's how these things work. We go back with the codes and then we get Wu.
That's likely what the intent would be. You bring the codes to a meeting place. They bring your crew member. You do the exchange. I get to go home.
Yeah, we get Wu,
and
then we
she
go
looks
home.
at Piani like, let's do this.
Look, you'll get the codes, but I gotta know where Wu is.
Okay. How do you want to convince her that to tell you? Because she's lying, right? She knows more than she's saying.
Slap her?
Yeah, you want to like intimidate her? Okay.
You just walk up to her and slap her.
Where's Wu?
Yes.
All right, cool. So make a persuade
she kind
check.
of like it.
Make a persuade check with your strength, I guess.
Oh, this will go.
Strength or charisma, whichever you prefer.
What is your strength?
Oh, either way, it's a 0.
Okay, so yeah,
Plus.
make a persuade check.
So just skill roll 0. 6.
Okay, all right. Does anybody want to help?
If anything, when she goes up and just hits
Catches us
her,
off guard.
I go and I'm just like, Piani, what the? Reggiani, I don't know what's going on anymore. I've lost all control. I think she's worse than Ping Pie now. I think she's joined the cult.
So you slap her in the face, and she like her head snaps sideways, and she's like, looks at you. She's like, "You don't know me well enough to get away with that." She like spits on the floor.
Maybe I don't, but you've been fucking us around for the last 2 days anyway. You can understand if I'm at wit's end with this bullshit. You want fucking codes to do who knows what with. I'm gonna get you, but you fucking treat my crewmates like shit. I'm gonna treat you like shit.
She looks at Higgs, and she's like, "See, hostage. I told you." Puts her hands up.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know what
Not
your
a
friend-
fucking hostage.
I don't-
To me,
I-
you're
Re-
just a
Reggiani,
fucking
I don't know
flesh
what-
bag of information.
You're a flash bag of information. Apparently, I don't know what's. Fuck it. I just go and like start pouring a drink. You guys do whatever.
She yeah, so she just shakes her head. She's like, "I can't help you. I'm sorry. I don't know where your friend is."
Guess I kind of stomp out of the room
Okay.
to go have that talk with Pi.
So that leaves Sakarian and Rajani just standing in in the room. And so she turns and she's still kind of like wiping blood off her lip where Piana hit her, and she turns and looks up at you, Sakarian, and she's like, "So, got a new gun?"
He goes off to like the sink because I guess we're still at least outside of the cafeteria or whatever. Gets like a wet rag or something like that and walks back and says, "Yeah, it's a thunder gun. It literally breaks them apart."
She nods. She's like, "I've seen them in action before. Very impressive."
Then I am jealous of you.
Okay.
He really wants to shoot that damn gun.
Yeah.
He gives her the wet rag, by the way. The idea was
Yeah.
to
So
clean
she
herself
takes
up.
it, and she's like, "Thank you."
Am I still? I guess I would still be in the room, right? I'm just over on the other
Yeah,
side.
you just like you're over pouring a drink.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't say anything.
Yeah, so she says, she shakes her head. She's like, "For what it's worth, I'm sorry all this happened. It's messy. We don't normally do it like this, but they want those codes bad. I think it has something to do with," and she like spits in the sink. "Mustafa and Kalaya have been at each other's throats for years." She puts the rag down. "I think this is supposed to help fix that. I don't know. We would have let it go, but I mean, you saw what happened in that room. Nobody jumping to defend me. Assholes."
Maybe at that point, like she finishes her thing, and then a drink just kind of like slides off from the side in
Yeah,
front of her.
she picks it up.
And I just like put the bottle on the table. I'm just like, this is stupid. I just look at her. I'm just like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever. Codes I didn't even know we had. A computer thing going crazy. We got people worshiping the computer thing. You got a crewmate that's going.
Make a persuade roll, Higgs.
Okay.
Make it with your charisma.
What is mine? Oh, that's high. 9.
Okay. So she's like, she takes a drink. You slide her the drink, and she's like, "Yeah, it's shit, but you're being remarkably decent about it. It's a shame about that kid. I liked him.
Woo.
I've spent enough time on this ship." She like looks around. She's like, "If you cross them, if this goes bad for you, there's no getting away. Kalaya, she doesn't have the resources, but Mustafa will hunt you down."
Did you know Wu had his first kill about 2 days ago?
She's like, "Oh, good for him. Didn't think he had it in him."
Yeah, he was in my room crying the other day. I kind of like look at Mr. Scar. Well, I think he did Blue Fever the other night or something. It was kind of crazy. I don't know what was happening there.
It's like, "Yeah, I hear that shit's everywhere."
Yep, I've done it myself. I should say. I don't want to lie, but it was a long time ago. Don't get into that shit.
She's like, "No, I wouldn't. We sell enough of it. I know how it works."
So that really wasn't you that sent the people over to kill Prosper the other night?
No. Not me.
They said it was from the syndicate.
Mustafa or Kalaya, maybe, trying to get a one-up on the other. If one of them got the codes and the other didn't, it's a whole other situation.
Wait. So they're not allies in this?
Well, allies in as much as any syndicate clan chief can be. I mean, if one of them could get the codes without the other knowing, it'd be a different situation. The alliance wouldn't last very long.
Okay. Would that piss one or the other off if we brought that to light?
Yes, a great deal.
Okay.
It would.
All right. I start drinking. Maybe you just see me scheming in my head.
Mm-hmm. The full Higgs preparing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where
So-
to go from here.
I go outside and I just sort of like in the hallway. I'm like, Pi, I don't think we're gonna find out where Wu is. I think we gotta give him the codes.
A lot of people are going to be in a lot of danger if we do that.
You have to quantify this danger for me. I don't know what that means.
The codes would give the syndicate access to intelligence information, identities of agents placed in the field. They'd be killed, certainly.
Well, you said that it'd give him temporary access. What's exactly that mean?
Cabral has a lot of very complex defense technology. I'd go into it, but we don't have the time.
Well, how much time would we have? How much time would they have in the system?
It depends. If they've pre-configured the commands, simply checking the codes would activate them. Fire orbital weapons, that kind of thing. I don't really want to speculate.
For how long?
It only needs to last a second. If they have real codes, damage will be done.
You mentioned fake codes before. Is that still a possibility?
I could make codes that would appear real, but as soon as they find out they're not, they're going to hurt Wu.
If we agree to have a meet with Wu, and we can maybe do an exchange, perhaps just having the ability to grab him there would let us do it without putting everything else at risk.
I have the codes. I'll give them to you if you ask me to.
I have to talk to the crew,
That's a good idea.
so I stick my head in again. I do the good old, like, don't want to talk in front of her.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, really? Like, okay. Just walk outside.
I do too. I get up and walk out.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think I basically break it down and say, look, like, we're at a fork in the road. We can give up the codes, save Wu, but as Pi paints it, it's not going to be good.
What do you mean?
Gives- The Syndicate has access to shit we don't want them to have access to. Orbital fucking
wait.
weapons, and
Why do we care about any of that?
I don't know.
Well, we
So
don't.
Pi chips in. I was wondering about that myself. Mr. Sicarian, you and I had a conversation once about the value of human life.
Yes.
Do you think Wu is worth the death of tens of thousands of people we've never met?
Yes, of course, Wu's worth the death of tens of thousands of people. What the fuck?
I go, what? No, of course not. When you said weapons, I didn't imagine you meant globally scaled weapons. You mean to say these codes could give them access to weapons of mass destruction?
Planetary defense systems. Yes.
And, well, then this is the first I'm hearing of this, of course. Wu is, as far as I'm concerned, if he's in their clutches, he's unfortunately a casualty of this, but these codes, this is part of the problem. We had no idea these codes existed, what they were to, or what the magnitude of this were, and now all of a sudden the Syndicate is killing our friends and is threatening to kill, it is putting us in the middle of the destruction of an entire planet, potentially, of its people, or at least a large percentage of it. And I see them producing literally blue death to everyone here as well? How can we ever possibly consider dealing with these people?
I don't think the Syndicate are very good people. They have a lot of money.
No, Pi, they're evil people. Mr. Higgins, I know that this is not our war or anything like that, but it seems like we've been forced into it. We can't give up these codes. If that means that we are going to play a hand in the destruction of an entire... I mean, again, maybe not the entire destruction of them, but certainly a significant chunk, I will not be a part of that.
I do the eye squint thing, and then I maybe just like stick my head back in and look into the room and say, "You guys want to blow up Cabral?"
Who are you talking to?
Reggiani.
Rajani.
Oh, she looks at you. She's like, "What?
Do you guys want to blow up Cabral? Is that why you want these access codes?
No, no. The codes will give us. Can I?" And she stands up. Like, "Can I come and be a part
No,
of this
Peony doesn't
conversation?"
want you in this conversation. Just tell me, are these for the blowing up of the planet?
All right. So she's like, "No. Why would we want dead customers? It gives us access, helps root out agents in our ranks, puts us in a place where we can make more money, and." Yes, planetary defense codes are nice to have when people start disobeying you, but no, we're not going to shoot. We remember what happened on Andoni. That was very unprofitable.
So they want, and I say this in like a pseudo-hushed tone,
Yeah,
with the idea of it's not to her. I say, they would like to have the ultimate
It's the ultimate bargaining chip.
encouragement to enslave a planet to blue fever. You don't know this about me, but that is the closest... Well, I don't know how to explain this really eloquently. I want to kill her. I want to kill all of them inside that building, and I want to pull the force field off them and then rip out their eyes. They need to die.
I turn on my comms. I say, Peony, I'm in position. How are we doing on the fake codes? Are you able to tell them that I'm waiting for the rendezvous? What's going on?
Prosper, we're working on it right now.
Higgins, you paid me to protect us, and obviously what I'm encouraging us to do is not protecting us, but running a diagnostic on the situation as well, I can tell you that we give these people their codes, we have that blood on our hands, and then we upset the population of one of the most technologically advanced races and people in the entire known universe. We don't give them the codes, the Syndicate will come after us and hunt us down until we die.
We don't give them the codes, and you never fight Titan.
Well,
because you die, most likely.
Either scenario, I think the best situation is that we cut the head off the beast now.
Well, that's
those
not
that
the
want
head.
these codes.
The other two are the heads. This is
Yes.
like a chain link to the head.
Before you go too far, you misunderstood. I'm not talking about the young woman in the other room who told about the scissoring story with you. I'm talking about
Well, good. I like that story.
the shielded devils inside the building that are waiting and threatening us with the life of our friend, to give them codes so they can hold it leverage over an entire planet of people that they can then peddle blue death to.
I'm just kind of like looking at the ground. So we can't fight an entire fucking army. We're 4 people or 3.5, because who knows what Prosper's doing.
I'll tell you what. Give me that belt of grenades. I'll go in and have a talk with them.
I just kind of I'm like looking at him like, what? Are you just gonna sacrifice yourself, and then we can? What's the plan?
Well,
I'm not gonna let you go in there
said,
without a plan.
unless anyone else has another idea. We give them the code. Again, I'm rehashing here, which is not acceptable. They give blue death to another planet, and if they don't, they blow up things, cities, people, thousands. We don't give them the code, they will hound us and potentially pick us apart. We will lose Wu today, potentially more. Prosper's already out there doing God knows what. The scenario is pretty clear-cut to me, but I could not willingly, like you say, march you in against an army. I think we go in under the guise of giving them the code, we execute the leadership, we escape with our lives, and then we hope for a better tomorrow. Oh, and I blow up the factory.
So, I'm going in with you now. The story where it's changed. It's not just you.
No. That's the scenario. You said, what is the plan? I'm including you in the idea of the plan, but the option
No, I don't feel like dying today. I don't have a suit of power armor like you. I hope you understand that. Or one of these thunder guns, which is quite nice. I've been oogling it from afar.
literally breaks them apart.
I know. You told me. I've heard.
Then how about you have this ship ready for me to leave? I deliver them the codes, and I try to escape. But the leadership must die. If they're allowed to live, you will die. So will Piani. So will Pi. So will the ship. If we don't die, it's because we gave them the codes, and then tens of thousands of other people will die. So again, we're backed in a corner. If anyone has any other idea, that's fine, but the only two scenarios are we die or tens of thousands of people die. Or we don't die, which is, I guess, the third one, and that's because I killed them.
I just look over at Piano. You want to weigh in on this?
Prosper's in position. He's there.
Wait,
He
where
wants
is
to help
there?
us. He's at the...
Where we were?
Yeah.
Okay.
He can help us. He's an asset, a resource. He wants to help get Wu out as well. He doesn't want us to give the codes. For a good reason. I think we all see that now. But look, Pi has the codes. We can solve this easily, but I don't want to.
I just kind of like look at both of you maybe once or twice. I'm like, well, I guess Mr. S is going to have to go cook. I just kind of like walk back and go.
I hold
back.
out my hand before you do that, and I say, may I have the grenades, please?
Oh, yes, by all means. And I take the bandolier off. Hand it to you.
Okay.
Walk back into the
All right.
room to Reggiana. All right, we got the codes. Let's set up a meet.
I say, oh no, I can just walk them back to where they were with her. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, you ready to leave then? To
You're asking
Reggiana.
Rajani? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, yes, of course.
Okay. Well, Mr. S is going to walk you back. We're staying here.
Okay.
And
All right, so
I
Piani and
like go up
Higgs-
to like give her a hug, and it's just it's one of those awkwardly long ones.
Yeah, like I'm never gonna see you again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
so like, we really aren't going?
I'm not going. I'm staying with the ship.
So Mr. S begins to walk with Rajani to the Jeep that we then drive to the facility, I would imagine, right?
Okay, so are you, Piani, are you staying on the ship with Higgs?
I think that like there literally is this sort of like, what the fuck, Higgs? Like, what the fuck? What? And then probably after Miss Sakarian leaves, I finally go after them. Right? But with enough time that I'm just like, I'm 10, 15 minutes behind them or whatever.
Okay, yeah, so you wait till they leave and then you just like
I finally like come to
steal
grips.
a
I,
motorbike or something and head out after them.
So,
don't we still have that fucking awesome grab sled on our fucking...
Well, you have the Jeep. You have the Jeep, or not the
No,
Jeep,
we're
the
taking the
truck.
Jeep. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have the truck from when you were on the Blue People planet, but you don't have any other vehicles on the ship.
So, as like the scene is like we're lowering the lower thing for the Jeep,
Yeah.
and I open the door for Johnny or whatever. I'm walking around to the other side, and again inside my visor, I hit up Higgs and I say, Higgs, you stay fucking sober, and you get the Swan Song to that door.
Okay. All right. And at that point, I'm like, the bottle is like pouring into the cup. I'm just, all right. Okay, Mr. Sakari.
What's that sound, Higgs? Nothing. Just pour himself a bath.
Yeah.
Then I send out a comm to Prosper.
Okay.
And
So
I
Prosper,
say,
you're back in your like sniper nest, whatever. So
Yeah, I'm sort of overlooking. Like maybe I'm not literally in the same exact spot, but
Yeah.
like in the building across, looking out through windows, trying to see what I can see from there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was really just kind of waiting for Piani to say, "Yeah, we've set up a meeting with you and these people." So like it surprises me
And
when
I do.
Sakarian comes on the line.
Well, no. Is that what... Are you reaching out, Sakarian?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I was
yes,
about to-
Tyrion is calling Prosper. Okay.
I say, Mr. Trudeau, I am en route back to the facility. It is clear that they are not to get the codes. It is also clear that they are not to live. This probably means Wu will die as well. I know that he was close to you, and for that I am sorry. The scenario is that either 10,000 Cabralians die or we die. I'm thinking there's a third option, and that's that they die. And I'm hoping you will see that as the light as well.
Is the guard still outside, Adam?
Yeah, there is a guard. It might not be the same guy, but yeah.
But I say, I have a plan. Allow me to enter the facility. If you are in the area, assistance would be much appreciated. But allow me to enter and give me some time. You'll know when I want the help.
Leroy Trudeau.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's just like a short silence, like you're not even sure if I heard it. And then I just flip on the comms and I say, affirmative.
Okay.
I nod. I get in the car. I get in the Jeep with Rajani and go. I say then, well, it's going to be a short trip, but man, how about that thunder gun, huh?
So yeah, she looks at the gun and she looks at the bandolier of grenades and stuff.
No,
It's
that's
like-
under my cloak. It's
Okay,
not.
all right. So she looks at the gun.
Come on,
looks at
man.
you.
Come on. Sakarian's just got the belt of grenades on his chest like,
I mean,
let's go see your parents.
I mean, I think she knows what's like going on.
She can tell we're not really ready
Yeah.
to play ball.
Yeah, and I think she's like, you are not going to give them the codes, are you?
She says that?
Yeah.
I say, like my cold black visor just kind of looks at her and says, absolutely, I'm going to give them that.
She just shakes her head. She's like, let me see your fucking face.
I pop up the visor.
So she looks at you and she's like, if you're going to do this, you're going to have to do it all the way. And you have to know someone's going to replace them. And if someone were to replace them, it might be nice if you had them on your side.
I have no intention of harming you. You have been, as far as I can tell, a decent human being, other than you work for an organization that peddles death. But I've forgiven.
She kind of like, you say that the pedal's death, and she kind of chuckles, and she's like, we're all blind to our own flaws, Mr. Sakarian.
Well, I turn on the Jeep, pop up my visor, and go, if my reputation is such that people believe I've killed anywhere near as many people as Blue Death, then I would allow them that fantasy. I would argue that the people that I have killed are mostly people that would also kill and destroy others, not people that are looking for a fix in their life and have families and sons that might grow up to become misters. Thank you, though.
So she just nods and she just says, well, if you help me make it out of whatever's going to happen alive, and there's a power vacuum, I'll try to fill it, and we'll see. We'll have this conversation again.
Agreed. I say, stay by me, and you will live.
She nods and she like takes her gun out and like cracks it, spins the chamber and like snaps it back in. She nods. She's like, all right. So you guys, you see, I guess the first we get back to Prosper, and you see the wheeled truck like approaching down the street.
How long does that take for them to get over there?
Like it's like a 15-minute drive.
Okay, maybe like after all they leave, after they all leave, and
yeah, you're alone on the ship now.
Sakarian, yeah.
Piani was just like kind of pacing around waiting, and then was like, "Fuck this," and then left.
Yeah, and after Sakarian told me like not to drink, I'm just like sitting in the captain's chair, just like twiddling my thumbs, and then I'm just like, Pi, you there?
So yeah, Pi says, "Yes, I'm here."
Hey, look, buddy, I realize that we might not be the best of friends. Maybe my side more than your side, but your buddy Prosper might be dead here, and Piani might die as well. We need to fly over there. I need you to fly the ship. I'll work the guns.
All right, I can do that.
Okay, it's going to take about 15 minutes. I think all hell will start in about 20. If we can be there in about 20, that'd be good. You're going to have to hover. Maybe get me better shots. I'll try to communicate with you the best I can, but it's going to be up to you to pilot this thing.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. If this works out, maybe I won't shit on you so much. I just like grip. I start walking towards the guns.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, Pi gets the ship ready to fly, and you're Yeah, you get yourself strapped into your emplacement.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, you two, Rajani and Sakarian, you pull up towards the warehouse. Now they don't know you're coming, so how's that going to go?
I guess like the guard would ask us like, "What are you doing?" Right?
Okay, so you want to like get out and walk over?
Yeah, I walk up to him.
Okay, all right. So he sees you coming, and you're watching this all overhead, and so he he brings his gun up when he sees you, and Rajani puts her hands up, and in Urdu says something that calms him down. He puts it down, and
On the comms, I has a shot.
I say, "Give it time, Mr. Prosper, please. I will need your help for the exit, but the entry is to be gentle."
I'm waiting on you.
Okay. So, have you prepped Rajani at all? Have you been like, this is what the story is, or?
I think there's a pretty cool like understanding of, she said she made it very clear she would like to fill that vacuum should there be a vacancy of leadership, and Sakarian looked her in the eye with his visor up and said, like, I appreciate the offer. Like, I think the understanding is that he is going in with ill intent, but he also said, stay by me and you'll make it out alive.
Okay, and was the plan to like actually go in, or like try to get them to come outside?
I love you, Adam, so I'm going to tell you my plan. If you metagame this, I will find you.
I want to know, okay, how much of your plan did you tell? Because Rajani is the one that's talking to the security guard. Does she know, like, because is she going to say, hey, go and get them and tell them to come out here?
I got you. No,
that's all I need to know.
He said it's he wants to go back to the room where they were in. He will walk it in, the codes, He will come to them.
Okay. All right. So she just says something to him, and he like moves out of the way, and she walks in. You both walk into the office. There's a couple other armed guys there, and then she just says like, wait here, and they get on the she gets on the comms with her friends downstairs. They have like a hard line.
Yeah.
And then she hangs up. And she says, they're on the way up.
Oh, they're going to come up here?
She nods.
Okay.
And
then just between us girls then, Adam. So to give you an idea, I'm like, 5 feet inside the door then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the entire scenario, like around me, please.
Sure. So you're in the office. The office is like a half story up above the floor of the warehouse. Floor of the warehouse is the same as it was before, just people processing the blue fever. Up on top, there's a desk that's unused. There's a couple of guards like leaned up against it with their guns. There's the guy outside, so there's 3 here. There's Rajani, and they're going to come up from downstairs and ostensibly like come across the floor. Rajani tells you like she's putting on a rebreather or whatever, and she's like, they want to meet us on the floor.
Of the blue fever floor?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when I'm on that floor, where would they come up from?
The far diagonal corner, come up from the floor.
Like a staircase or something like that?
Yeah, they would climb a ladder and then come up.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, as they're doing that then, I have my cloak over my body and stuff like that. I have the thunder gun slung under my right arm. And then with my left hand, then I'm taking the bandolier of grenades or whatever, and I'm dead man switching like one of them, I believe, which is like a 5-second timer or whatever, or not timer if you will, but like once I let go of it, it's primed for 5 seconds. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. So you pull the pin.
Yeah.
And then we're holding the. Okay.
You pull the pin, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
So here's what happens. So you and Rajani are standing in the middle of the floor, amidst this like bustle and there's a faint blue like haze of the powder kind of in the air, and she's standing next to you. She's got a rebreather on. There's the guy next to him, next to you with the gun. He's got one on too. And up from the ladder, you see someone getting like pushed from behind. They've got a bag over their head with like blood seeping through it, You recognize once they climb up that it's Connor.
Yeah.
And he kind of like limps forward. He's got his hands tied behind his back. And then there's a guard who comes out with a gun and like pushes him forward too. Behind them comes Mustafa Lee. He's got the mask on. And Kalaya Bia behind him, and then a couple more guards. And they start walking across the room towards you.
Okay. When they get about like 10 feet away from me, this entourage, I'm like, assuming they walk that close.
Yeah, they're on their way towards you.
I say, that's enough. Let's, so here's the situation. I have the codes for you. I, of course, did not walk them into here. I'm not an idiot. They are in the Jeep. We will send Rajani, the hostage, and your person to go get the codes. She will go with Connor. I will remain here as collateral. When they return with the codes, we will make the exchange, and then we'll go off on our peaceful ways.
Make a persuade check.
You're gonna make the dice, son of a bitch.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Sicarian.
Can I get a +1 because I'm clever and funny?
That's why you're allowed to roll.
Damn it. Come on, dice, you silly breasted son of a...
You messed it up.
You gotta do that slash, Jeff.
It's too
Oh, what?
You're like
I saw
waiting
9
for it.
above
I'm like,
I was. I was waiting. Oh, it's a period. Okay, hang on, guys. I don't usually type on laptops. 2d6. God damn it.
Oh
Oh my
my god. Holy shit, Jeff.
All right. So what you wanted was Rajani and Wu to leave together.
Yeah.
And for you to be here. Okay. So I think that Mustafa says, no, I think Rajani can go and get them and bring them back for us.
I nod my head and say, I understand.
We'll keep the both of you here. And Rajani flashes you a look like, really? Because if I leave, like, I'm just going to run.
Oh, yeah. He looks at
basically,
her.
the look is like, are you sure about this?
It's like a black visor, but she's got
Yeah.
a slight nod.
Okay. Just a little like, okay. So she
And
kind
I'm
of like
listening, so we're going into slow time now. Like, we're going into Daredevil epic moment time right now.
Yeah.
I can hear her
her
steps
fist
going
behind
away.
the door.
Yeah.
No.
So she walks away.
You hurt my mother!
She walks away slowly up the stairs. We follow her. We don't stay with you. So we follow her up the stairs, and she walks over to the door. She opens it, and she turns and looks like back over her shoulder at you, like across the floor. And we kind of zoom down to you. And what does she see before she like closes the door and runs for it?
She sees Sicarian's back with the cloak over him, and he's looking at the entourage.
Yeah.
And he looks at the group, and he just says, it's a shame when innocents and good people have to die for a better cause. You understand what I'm saying, don't you?
So as you're saying that, like, the guards are kind of like, hold on, this is a, like, you're about to do something bad sort of a thing. And they start to get their, like, guns out.
They get that far, and then
they start to, yeah.
Yeah, he says they start, like, movement starts to happen.
Yeah.
And just the only words that are said over the audience is he says, I'm sorry, Wu, and he fucking throws the Bangalier right into the middle of them. And he runs.
Okay. All right. So in slow motion, the last thing that we see is like probably a combo shot of like Rajani. So we see from your perspective, Prosper, the door slams open. The guy that was guarding it gets like pushed aside, and we just see Rajani fucking running at full speed, like away.
Yeah.
And so you're like tracking her as she like runs away. And then we cut back to you being like, I'm sorry, Wu, and like throw the grenades in slow motion as they like bounce off the concrete, and the pin on that last grenade goes boom, and, like flies out. And then we
So I measured it all out tactically. I'm not saying I'm not in any danger. That's up to you to decide. But I stopped them 10 feet away. I knew what I was doing. I'm gonna ignore the two guys next to me. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And I had it primed for 5 seconds, which gives me 5 seconds to turn around and book it. And presumably, if there's any kind of pillared concrete or cover or something like that, the idea is I would
run for cover.
put that behind me, type of thing.
Sure. Okay. All right. So maybe that's what we see, right? Is that you throwing the grenades and like turning to run. Cool. I think that's probably
That's where you want to end
probably
up?
good. Yeah, that's it. Let's end her there.
Okay.
Cool.
No, I will only ask because chat will hate me if I don't.
Yeah.
This will take an entire episode, most likely, right? Like, that's why...
The fight in the Fallout, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely a lot longer than like we could do in an hour, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, okay.
Better to start with it than to try to jam it into what time.
Yeah,
it is.
no, we would...
Yeah,
it would
totally.
Yeah, it's just not the week. We just can't do it. All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's do some shout-outs. Wheat, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll start off. Thanks again, guys. I love playing with you. I'm sorry if I seemed a little out of it today. I don't know. I need to sleep for like 1,000 hours, something. But Friday, Twitch Weekly. Saturday, I'm leaving for E3. I hope you'll join me next week sometime. I'll be broadcasting for just about 5 days over on /Twitch. So stop by and say hello and watch some E3.
There you go. Steven, do some shout-outs.
Thanks guys for watching. Just in case you were wondering, this is awesome and it's super fun. Like, you know, you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube at Silent Osiris. The O is a 0. You know, I don't have a regular schedule, but you can also find a lot of my stuff right here on twitch.tv/itmeJP. The end.
There you go.
Yeah.
The end.
Adam, some shout-outs.
So I love watching the amount of information that people get watching the show versus the amount of information we have as players is always really fun because when we do breaks, we talk about like, okay, is everybody okay with what we're doing? Like, are we all cool with this stuff? But it allows us to just pretend like we didn't have that conversation. So people are like, wait, why do you hate each other? What's happening? Are Geoff and Steven never going to be friends again? Like, it's so fun. I love it. I love being able to do that. So thanks for bearing with us on that one, Chad.
And I don't hear those.
The emotion
that's
high,
only
too,
the 4 of them. I don't hear any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you can't stand to be away from your precious Swan Song content for the full 2 weeks it's going to take for us to come back.
Why is it 2 weeks though? By the way.
E3 is next week, so we can't
Yeah,
have
like,
a show in.
Now until next week.
Oh,
and then
we
next
mean
week
we
to-
can't do next week and then the
Yeah,
next.
there's
Oh,
Yeah,
period,
yeah.
I thought we were canceling 2 episodes. And I was like,
No.
why?
Yeah.
No. We, like, I don't... Well,
This
we'll
close
talk
to the
about it,
Thunder
but-
Gun.
But I am. I'll do a Swan Song GM turn because I'm due one this weekend after a certain band of adventurers goes marching in a particular direction.
Yeah, no, that we can talk about that. It doesn't...
Okay, so
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
if
be
you're
on
like
West
hiding
Marches.
that or you're
We'll
just
do
trying
it-
to be secret or what.
I'm just being a dick. We'll do it after West Marches this weekend. And if you want to follow me on Twitter at Skinny Ghost, and if you want to follow me on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Adam Koebel. I'm not going to E3, so I'm just gonna keep doing the thing I'm doing. So give me a follow over there.
There you go. Geoff, some shout-outs, close us out.
You said you're doing the Q&A, right, Adam?
Yes, yeah, I will do a Q&A on
Nice.
Reddit. I'll go
Okay.
start up right now. Thanks for.
Yeah, just thank you everyone for tuning in. This is like it's been a few weeks in a row of super high emotion on Swan Song, which is actually in my opinion, like the pinnacle of role playing. If we're all invested in our characters, but if you can actually generate real dim feels, and we're just playing silly make believe people with our words, I think that's like the most incredible and cool thing. And I really like that. And I saw the chat getting way into it too, and I thank you guys for that as well. Because again, this is really fun, but with an audience, it's like special. It's like kind of I get to be kind of a TV character, kind of, and like that's really cool. So thank you all. And I guess the note I would say to that is just like it gets just keep in mind as always, like we're playing characters, so sometimes there are like strife between us, and then that's really really fun for us until even just a few people are like, God, what a prick that so and so is and stuff like that. That's always going to happen. I know that, and but I'm just, this is my heartfelt speech out to the people again. I'm never going to give up on you. I'm never going to let you down. So on and so forth. There, Darude Sandstorm. But like, just keep in mind, we don't hate each other, and we're just playing characters, and we're trying to have fun with that. So. I'm just putting out there, and if you've watched these shows, you know I've been saying that for years, and I probably should never say it, but I do. So that's that, and then I'm gonna be dying. Fucking E3 getting in the way of our Swan Song, those idiots. That was meant to be a joke, guys. Sorry, a bad one apparently. Just follow us on Twitter, and thank you very much, and see you in 2 weeks.
To speak to what Geoff said about emotionally investing, I'm glad that you spoke up and saved Wu, because I really didn't want him to die, but I did what Higgs would do in that situation and just didn't give a fuck. So
Well, I tried to save him, but then I rolled poorly, so now he's probably going to get incinerated.
he's probably dead from the grenades, but that's not on my conscience, so I don't feel too bad about it.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, I think Adam, Steven, Strippin, Shannon, and Zeke. We'll see you guys on Saturday for West Marches.
Yeah.
That'll be the final roleplay episode before E3, which is going to start on Sunday, but we'll talk about that when we go to break. And Solemn is canceled tomorrow, but I think we're going to try to do something. Jen is super sick, but I think me, Ryan, Neil,
that sucks.
and Geoff are going to try to do something. We'll see. I don't know what that something is, but we'll try to figure it out. So, I'll let you guys know when the next episode is. Should be on the 24th, from what I'm seeing. But we'll talk to everyone after the cast and let you guys know. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time on RollPlay Swan Song. We're out. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.